Welcome to the first episode of Get in the Car with me, DG. So in this inaugural episode of this potential new series on my channel, I want to talk a little bit about how I got the idea to start this series, what I want to do with it in the future, and just some general thoughts about YouTube and my experience on it over the past 11 years. So first off, what is this series? So like I said, this series is called Get in the Car, and the idea is basically it's going to be 10 to 15 minute videos most likely where I'm just in the car going somewhere like the grocery store or wherever I need to go, and having some chats about whatever topics are on my mind that day. I feel like the car is a really great place to get some good conversations in. When I'm driving with my girlfriend, I feel like we always have some good talks. So I figure why not try it with some YouTube content, you know? So what made me think of this series was actually last night, as of the time I'm recording this, I did an interview with Andrew Hales, also known as Loff, on YouTube. He's a guy with like 2 million subs on YouTube, and he has this series called Chatting With, where he just talks to all sorts of different people. So I hit him up asking if I could be on the series as a speedcuber. As many of you know, I do solve Rubik's Cubes competitively. That's something I've done for most of my life now. And yeah, he was interested, so we recorded a video. I'm not sure if it's going to go up on his channel yet. Beforehand he gave me the disclaimer that, you never know what videos are going to turn out well and whatnot, so it's possible that it won't end up on the channel. But if it is up, whenever you're watching this, I'll link it in the description of this video so you can go check out that interview. But one of the things we talked about during that interview was sort of both of our experiences on YouTube. Now, as many of you know, I had a channel called DG Cubes that I still upload on sometimes, which is my cubing channel. I would upload cube reviews, cube unboxings, and then I would do some stuff like Q&As, random skits, things like that, but most of it was pretty cubing related. And I started that in 2013 when I was 13 years old. Pretty much as soon as I passed the age limit for how old you could be to have a YouTube account, I made a YouTube account and started uploading. And I loved it. It was super fun. I had a really great time doing it throughout all of middle school, high school, and like start of college. But then around like the middle of college, I started feeling like I wasn't really getting as much joy out of making cubing content anymore. I still love cubing, like I'll always defend that. I feel like a lot of people think maybe I fell out of speed cubing and it just doesn't interest me anymore. That's definitely not the case. I cube all the time. I really love solving puzzles. But yeah, making cubing content got kind of exhausting and it wasn't really feeling as creative as it used to. It wasn't quite the same. So I sort of pivoted and I made this channel, DG the Artist, which also coincided with around when I started releasing music under the same name, DG the Artist. If you just happen to come across this video, I am also a rapper. I release music under the name DG the Artist. It's on all streaming services. You can check it out. But yeah, so I created this channel, and the real idea of this channel was to not be boxed into any specific type of content. I found that with DG Cubes, although it was successful, like I feel like I had a good channel that was thriving for quite a few years. I did feel sort of boxed in, like if I wanted to really go too far outside cubing content, that the audience wouldn't quite be there for it. So I wanted to start a brand new channel that's more focused on just me, and allows me to be creative in whatever way I see fit for the rest of my life. Hence this channel's creation. Now, I have focused a lot on music on this channel because that is like currently what creatively drives me, I guess. But I do want to be able to use this channel for really anything that's on my mind. And Andrew had a similar experience on YouTube. His channel was originally really known for prank videos, but after a while he got tired of doing that and wanted to pivot to other types of content, which I feel like is sort of a common theme amongst creative people. You see so many YouTubers quitting nowadays. It's probably because of that. For a lot of cases where it's like they just don't want to make the same type of content they've been known for this whole time. But one downside of having a YouTube channel like this one is that the type of content I make isn't any sort of standardized thing. Currently, I don't really have any series on the channel. Like I vlog whenever I do shows, I guess that's kind of a series, and things like that. But it's not, there's no like standardized format that I can go back to when I just want to make a video, but I don't necessarily know what. And that was a lot easier to do with DG Cubes, where it's like, oh, whatever new cube comes out, I can make a video about it. But again, that falls into the trap of, okay, people find the channel and then they like it because of the cubing content and they expect only cubing content from there on out. So I thought about this morning, and one idea I came to was just this Get in the Car series, where the idea is pretty much whatever is on my mind that I want to talk about, whatever creative endeavors I'm interested in, whatever sort of interesting stuff is going on in my life that feels like, I want to share with the world, I can bring that here and just discuss it with y'all. I like that because it can be a series. I can make one of these videos pretty efficiently. All I need to do is get in the car and go to the store or something and drive for 10 minutes and boom, we have a video filmed. Obviously, I'll need to edit it too, add some music, but it's a much quicker type of content, and it's the sort of thing that I feel like once I get into a groove of making a bunch of them, I'll be able to do it pretty efficiently. Whenever I feel like, maybe I haven't uploaded in a while and I just want to put something out. But the pro of a series like this is that it's not particularly creatively binding. If I want to, I could, in one of these episodes, play an unreleased song for you that I'm working on. Or I could talk about some linguistics thing that's been on my mind recently, or like a math problem that came up in my head, or I don't know, about getting married, or who knows, whatever's going on in my life, at any given time can just sort of be in this series. So the idea is, yeah, it's a series that can be continued and, can be consistently uploaded, but the creativity doesn't go away after doing 10 episodes or something like that, ideally. Now, one thing that's tough about this is finding consistent things to talk about and, having a different theme for every episode and stuff like that. Now, I've definitely tried to start a lot of things before, and a lot of them don't pan out, but I'm sort of purposefully considering this video episode 1. Like, I'm gonna try to put that in the title to really hopefully inspire myself to continue with this series. Because so far I'm having fun just recording this, and in my head it really feels like something I want to do and something that people can enjoy. So let me know in the comments if this is sort of a vibe you enjoy. The way I envision people watching this is not so much looking at me. I don't really expect you to be looking at the video too much. I think it's more of an audio-only thing. But of course there is video of me just in the car staring blankly ahead of me. Well, hopefully I'm not staring blankly. I am watching the road carefully. But yeah, I sort of envision people treating this like a mini podcast, something you can put on and listen to and sort of get my thoughts about whatever's going on in life at the time. And so that being said, another thing that I really enjoy and did really enjoy about my DG Cubes content was being able to respond to comments and address them in videos. I really loved doing my Q&A series over on DG Cubes back in the day. I would love to continue that, but maybe in sort of like a longer form method. Like answer questions with more detail, like one or two questions per episode sort of thing. So if people have questions or general discussion topics without even pointed questions on them that you're curious to hear me talk about for like 10 to 15 minutes, leave it in the comments and maybe I'll do it in a future episode. Another thing I'm realizing is sometimes I take my hands off the wheel and I look at the camera and talk to you. I only do this at red lights. The light just turned green. I would never take my hands off the wheel and stare at my phone when I'm actively driving. Just so you're aware, don't worry about my safety. I'm trying my best to be safe on the road. And I do stop talking whenever anything weird is going on the road where I need to focus, so also please don't worry about that. Anyway, my drive's almost over here, so question of the day before we wrap up this video. Is there any sort of creative stuff that you've been working on, or that you're really interested in starting, that maybe you haven't done yet, or maybe you just started? And if so, what is it? Have you maybe had any ideas brewing for a long time? Like, oh, I always wanted to make music or make a YouTube channel about Mario Kart or whatever. Whatever it is, let me know in the comments. I'm curious about whatever creative things y'all are interested in and maybe considering doing at some point. And if I can leave you with a couple words of wisdom before we wrap up this video, whatever creative thing that is, just do it. Like, give it a shot. It might not become a huge series that people love. You might only make one episode like this, who knows? But I think it's always worth giving anything a shot and seeing where it can take you. So anyway, that's been Get in the Car, and now it's time for me to get out of the car. See ya. Thanks for watching.